Hello everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Valkyrie is free for everyone. If you log in over the next week, you will get Valkyrie in-game for free permanently, and you will also get legendary APEC packs and some thematic Valkyrie packs. So why not a better time to talk about Valkyrie and her abilities and how to best use her in-game. Valkyrie was released back in Season 9. She's a very valuable pick and ranked in ALGS because of her great repositioning and recon ability. So let's quickly talk about her abilities. Valkyrie has 3 passives. Her first passive allows you to use Jetpack, and it has limited fuel. As you can see on the right side, if you're holding down, eventually you will run out of fuel and plummet to the ground. Now you will notice you move very slowly in the air when you use this Jetpack. So it's not really an ability that you use just to fly around freely. You want to kind of like use it to keep cover or get to cover. Valkyrie's second passive allows you to scan players as you skydive. If you use the zip line or drop down when the game first starts, you'll see players within 250 meters scanned, so you know exactly where they're going to be landing, and you know exactly where they are. Her third passive is a recon specific passive, which allows you to scan survey beacons and know where the next ring is, which is super useful in rank mode. Valkyrie's tactical is missile cluster. It fires a bunch of missiles forward, and when it hits the player, the first missile does 25 damage to the player, and each consecutive missile that hits afterwards will do an extra damage of 3, and it also stuns the players. So it's a great way to shoot someone that is hiding behind cover before you push them. The higher you are in the air, the further the tactical can go. It can go really far. You also need some decent vertical clearance before you can use the tactical. But if you're inside, you won't be able to use it, and if you're standing near terrain, you'll end up hitting yourself. So make sure you have a nice open spot before you end up using the tactical. Finally, Valkyrie's ultimate allows you to fly into the air. It's like you get a free zip line, and your teammates can attach to you and fly with you as well, and get some pretty decent distance. It's absolutely the most powerful repositioning tool in the game, and it's going to allow you to get out of crazy situations. Repositioning to the ring when you don't have any other options to do so is one of the top tier repositioning characters that you can have on your team. When you don't have any other options to do so, just make sure you always get a favorable position in late game and rank. Let's talk about some tips for Valkyrie that will give you a nice head start when playing her. The number one thing to talk about is the jetpack really makes you vulnerable when using it. You don't want to just be flying around freely like this. It's not something it's designed for. Not only are you able to be shot while activating a jetpack, you're really vulnerable flying around really slow in the air. So instead of flying around like slowly throughout the air, you want to use it to reposition quickly when it's changing from building to building or floor to floor when your enemies don't have a line of sight of you. So example, let's say we want to get up quickly on this structure like this. We can double tap if you want to get up here quickly. If you want to move like there's there's so many different ways that you can quickly reposition. Just like this, there's so many different things that you can do that other legends don't have access to as frequently. It's all about quick repositioning from cover to cover, as opposed to just flying through the air as freely. You don't want to do that, and I repeat, you do not want to do that. You will just get shot out of the sky and just be flying around like, yep, this sucks. You need to be aware of your surroundings, and when you go to use the jetpack, you need to be aware if you interact with anything after flying. After interacting, you stay like in a slow state. So like if you hit a jump pad, you will remain in a slow state. If you hit a zip line and you try to jump or whatever, you will fly really slow. So you kind of want to avoid that If possible, you might want to reset, hit the ground first and then hit the zip line, or then hit the jump pad. Just a quick 1-2 and you should be good. Valkyrie's passive to jump over structures that will otherwise require some climbing. For example, you can quickly go over this and get over terrain just by holding it down or doing a quick tap. Another side note to keep in mind, you can also do a quick tap with Valkyrie, like with her jets, and you can go in any direction. The only thing about using like the taps or like the jetpack when you're jumping in either direction, it uses a lot of fuel, so be mindful of that. Don't forget that you're a recon legend as Valkyrie, so in rank especially, your goal would be to scan the beacons or survey beacons as much as possible to know where the next ring is. Valk's passive is to scan enemies when she's in the air, so you have a clear idea at all times where the enemies should be, or like, you know, yeah, the general idea where the enemies are. It's really useful for if you're just playing pubs and you just want to get into fights, or if you're in rank and you need to know where's the best position to find. You can also use this same ability by hitting jump towers to see where players are. You can go from jump tower to jump tower. You know, finding enemies is really, of course, you know, an easy way to use the passive. When you use your ultimate as well, you get to use the passive. It's the same ability. If you got the ultimate and you're just hanging about, you want to find fights, you can use it to find fights in rank. Though you really want to save your ultimate for tense situation. Let's say you're out of ring and you're in a bad situation and you want to try to reposition to the new ring late game. It's a really powerful tool. The thing about it, and the thing that you want to note, is if you use Valkyrie's ultimate, it takes a long time to activate, and it, like, people can look at you and see that you're getting ready to fly up, and you will be shot and sent back down to the ground. And if you have your teammates on you, they also will be sent back down. So it's good to make sure you have some type of cover before you use Valkyrie's ultimate. It's good to have a Gibby Dome. If you can combine Gibby Dome with Valkyrie's ultimate, you have a less chance of being knocked out of the sky. Better overall option. So put down the Gibby Dome and you'll be able to safely use Valkyrie's ultimate. But you know, if you don't get pushed, you'll be able to use Valkyrie's ultimate to escape, reposition, and go to the next zone. If you already know how to play Valkyrie, leave some tips of your own in the comments. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, like, comment, and subscribe down below for more content in the future, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Let's jump into a game with Valkyrie and showcase some of her potential.